we are going to now look at the power of quotient property, right? So we see the exponent of 4 that can just get distributed to the top and to the bottom. So originally we have x and a 2 on the bottom of the fraction. The fact that that 4 is distributed, it gets distributed to that x, then it also gets distributed to that 2. So the answer would be x to the 4th, and on bottom, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So it is x to the 4th over 16. All right, and next we have this. Okay, we have 5 over 20 x to the negative 1 to the 4th. We can distribute that 4, but it is better if we simplify certain things first. So do you see how we have that 5 over 20? 5 over 20? That can be simplified to just what? 1 over 4. Okay, 1 over 4. Then you see how there's an x to the negative 1 here? Okay, we're going to bring it down here. So it becomes a positive 1. All right. Then the exponent of 4 remains on the top of the parentheses. Okay, we just simplified what was on the inside of the parentheses. Now we distribute. So we have a 1 on top, a 4, and an x on bottom. But now we distribute the 4 into everything. So the 4 gets distributed to the 1 right here, like that. Then the 4 gets distributed to that 4. Then it gets distributed to that x right here. Okay. So 1 to the 4th is just 1. And I think 4 to the 4, let me check that. 4 to the 4th power. That's like 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. That is 256. So it is 1 over 256 x to the 4th. All right. Then next, let's do C. Again, we can try to distribute, or we could simplify it inside the parentheses first. We have a negative 4 over 16. We have x to the 10 over x to the negative 2. Then we have y to the 7 over y to the 5, all the way to the 2nd power. So this can be simplified to negative 1 over 4, because 4 goes into negative 4 negative 1 times. 4 goes into 16 4 times. All right? X to the 10 over x to the 2, we bring it to the top, becomes x to the 12 over 1. Because again, we brought it to the top, it becomes a positive exponent. Then we add the exponent, 10 plus 2 becomes 12. Then we have y to the 7. So y to the 7, we bring the y to the 5 to the top like this. But it now becomes a negative exponent. So we can just add y to the 7 minus 5. Y to the 7 minus 5, it's just 2. Okay, on top. All right, so the answer would be negative x to the square, x to the 12, y to the 2nd, all over 4. Okay, and we still need the exponent of 2 that is still out in front. Now it gets distributed to everything. Negative x to the 12 times 2, y to the 2nd, that's also going to be multiplied by 2. And then we have a 4 on the bottom, which is also going to be distributed to the exponent of 2. All right, then you have this becomes negative x to the 24, y to the 4 over 4 squared becomes 4 times 4 is 16. All right, so there you go. That would be the final answer. And there you go. That is how you apply the power of a quotient property.